Fair use, fair use. It's your brother Bob Rumia back with another lesson. Lord willing to be edifying. Shalom, shalom. I want to start by giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Waha, Rakak Kwadash, Barakatha Yahweh, Barakatha Yahweh Shai. Double honors to the apostles, elders, bishops of Great Millstone who taught me this truth. Shalom to the 144,000 men of the Lord you see on the highways and byways prophesying in the name and power of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, also in the correct doctrine. Also want to show shalom to the 1/3 men, women, and children that would escape the judgments of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua by their faith. Just want to bring out another lesson. As you see, U.S. ramps up threats against Venezuela, which we know Venezuela is part of the northern tribe, man, the tribe of Asher. And some say also a mixture of Naphtali. And matter of fact, let me just pull up the 12 tribes chart so you can kind of get an understanding when I say that. It says Asher, Colombia down to Argentina, and Uruguay, Slovakia. Colombia to Uruguay, and Argentina to Chile. Those are the tribes that's a lot in the South America. That's, predominantly these tribes that's in that area. And being that Venezuela is a tribe of Israel, northern tribe, so Esau have always had his foot on our necks. And he clearly doesn't understand that his time is coming to an end. So he feels like he can do whatever he wants to do to the children of Israel, and he's never going to have to answer for it. And his pride, the Lord has built him up so high that this man don't know he is coming to his end. So let's get into these videos, hit some scriptures, and Lord willing to be edifying.
If I was Maduro, I'd head to Russia or China right now.
Because?
His days are numbered. Something's going to happen. Whether it's internal or external, I think something's going to happen.
What do you think removing Maduro would signal to other socialist regimes?
It'll be the end of Cuba. America is going to take care of the southern hemisphere. And we're going to make sure that there's freedom and democracy.
The examples you're citing also involved ground troops. You said time for Maduro to go.
Yeah.
That sounds a lot like regime change. Are you talking about troops on the ground?
I'll let the president speak to that. I'm talking about a briefing that would expand military operations potentially from the sea to the land. It is time for Maduro to go. It was time for Ortega to go. The Monroe Doctrine has been robustly applied by President Trump.
And see, you see he's speaking real highly of what they're going to do in the southern region. As he said, Cuba as well, the tribe of Manasseh. And let me pull the 12 tribe sign up just in case. A lot of people don't, forget the tribes. The tribe of Manasseh is Cubans. So we dealing with Naphtali, Asher, and also it's going to be Issachar, which is the so-called Mexicans. So these are the tribes that are in South America, which, Ephraim, Puerto Rican, and Zebulon is down there as well. But that's more toward the, the connection to the South America from Mexico. But the point is, we're going to deal with Asher and Naphtali for the most part. But the point is, this man, his pride has puffed him up, man. And he doesn't understand the Lord is setting him up. This is a very telling that you see that Esau is puffed up with pride, not knowing the Lord is setting a snare for him. Now, this is the end. I'm going to go back into what this Lindsey Graham was saying, the strikes on Venezuela. See, they think that they can go and just destroy these countries and there's not going to be any consequences. But I'm going to show you what the Lord is doing that has him in a trick bag.
Are land strikes planned?
Yeah, I think that's a real possibility. I think President Trump's made a decision that Maduro, the leader of Venezuela, is an indicted drug trafficker, that it's time for him to go, that Venezuela and Colombia have been safe havens for narco-terrorists for too long. And President Trump told me yesterday that he plans to brief members of Congress when he gets back from Asia about future potential military operations against Venezuela and Colombia. So there will be a congressional briefing about a potential expanding from the sea to the land. I support that idea, but I think he has all the authority he needs. Senator Gallego on another network accused President Trump and our military of committing murder by attacking these drug boats. To our men and women in uniform, you're not murdering anybody. You're making America safer by going after narco-terrorists. You're following lawful orders. when President Bush 41 took Ortega out in Panama. Reagan went into Grenada to deal with the Cuban influence from Grenada in our backyard. He has all the authority in the world. This is not murder. This is protecting America from being poisoned by narco terrorists coming from Venezuela and Colombia.
And see, no one is feeding into the narrative of these drug gangs and all this anymore, man. And no Esau is up to no good. So pushing a narrative that is about the drug cartels, the gangs, you shooting down. A lot of these guys is fishermen, man, or they're trying to transport people from one nation to another nation, around that area. Those small boats can't drive all the way from those areas, Colombia, which Colombia is also Asher as well. So in these countries, Colombia and Venezuela is neck and neck, right beside each other. So this tribe of Asher that we're speaking of, and see, Esau always think that the tribes are weak. They have no power just because he has military might. And this is the trick bag the Lord has him in, because he doesn't see this happening, which he probably know by now, but he don't see the Lord putting his spirit on the Russians, the Moab, to come against Esau, man, over in this region. It says China's President Xi Jinping, I know I'm butchering it, saying it will protect Venezuela if the U.S. attacks it. See, this is the trap the Lord has got Esau in. He doesn't see this coming. U.S. warships dock in Trinidad and Tobago mid rising tension with Venezuela. So they're going to attack, and it's going to cause those nations that are backing Venezuela, which is Russia and China. And I want to pull up the map. You can see this area right here. And this is, let me go down a little closer. Trinidad and Tobago. So they right on the coast of Venezuela, man. Right there. And Colombia is right here, right beside it. The tribes of Asher. So this area right here, and he also Cuba. They said they want to go into Cuba, which they already have Puerto Rico, which is Ephraim. So this area, these areas right here are the northern tribes of Israel. These are the northern tribes, all the way down to Chile, Argentina, Uruguay. See, these are the tribes, the northern tribe. I ain't gonna say every one of them. You know how somebody, oh, you said no. We know through the spirit and power of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, the 12 tribes chart is speaking about this area here in the Americas. So we're dealing with the war on the northern tribes by the Edomites, man, which we know is all starts from Amalek, but they want to get the resources in Venezuela. And that's the reason why this fight is coming. It's not about no drugs or no cartels, because they don't produce the drugs that is predominantly used in Babylon the Great, and that's fentanyl. And China produces that. And that goes to show you that this is a narrative they want to push to get the people on board to go down there. And these regular Joe Blow six-pack Edomites, they feed into that. So they need a narrative to push to get the people on board, just like they do with everyone else they go against. So you see, when Lindsey Graham speaking about the Congress, they are not going to buck up against DT. But these other Edomites, the Russians and the Moab they're going to buck up against Esau, because they want to pay him back. Russia want to pay him back for what they was doing in the yellow and blue country. And you know what country that is. Now check this out.
So why isn't it mainstream media that Russia just signed this comprehensive treaty with Venezuela to protect Venezuela against the United States influence? Basically, the United States go to war with Venezuela, we go into war with Russia too. Is people paying attention to this? I got the video. Here you go.
This is a very appropriate decision, submitted to the State Duma by our president today. And this concerns many aspects, not just the development of comprehensive relations with Venezuela. It's about building a multipolar world. This is an opportunity for Venezuela to develop as a sovereign state, and for the people of Venezuela to plan their own future. Please turn on the voting mode. 407 votes in favor. No votes against, no abstentions. Dear colleagues, congratulations. Despite our differing worldviews on building a multipolar world, all political factions unanimously support our president's policy in concluding a comprehensive partnership agreement. In this case, we have ratified the agreement between the Russian Federation and Venezuela on strategic partnership and cooperation. We are working on it. Sergei Alexeyevich, please, the final words are yours. Now you can speak. You have the voting results in hand. Dear Vyacheslav Viktorovich, dear deputies, I am truly grateful for this display of firmness and a responsible approach to the current situation in our relations with Venezuela and the Latin American Caribbean region. This region was once called the Burning Continent. I'm inclined to think that. Something may continue to blaze there, but we must do everything possible to ensure that through our solidarity and cooperation with our allies, especially those like the Balkan Republic of Venezuela, we can reliably counter Washington's incendiary plans and hegemonic tendencies. Thank you, colleagues. We will support you.
So you see, their Congress, the Russian Congress, voted, what was it, 47-0. Nobody disagreed with it. And they said they want to combat the hegemony that Babylon the Great has on the world. So this is going to put the bear at Babylon's doorstep, man. This is going to put the bear at Babylon's doorstep, and this is what they wanted because they use the yellow and blue country as a proxy to come against them in their land. See, this is being set up by Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. You can't make this up. We're seeing it being done right before your eyes. Him is being set to be destroyed, man.
The weight of uncertainty and the rumble of armored vehicles can be felt throughout the country. An estimated 125,000 members of Venezuela's military have mobilized. While we were there, the government was holding emergency drills and urging civilians to prepare for combat. It's all a bit of theater and a response to this. Since September,
See, they're getting their civilians prepared as well. And see, the nation, the tribe of Asher was a warriors, man. Just like all the tribes are warriors, man. And it looks like they have no fight. They have no way to come against these forces of Esau. But that's the trip. It's like a trip. That is the trap, man. Because their mountainous terrain that is in Venezuela is not an easy fight, man. It's like Vietnam. And, I posted a video on my IG about how they set up booby traps and different things like that in Vietnam. And it basically was a loss for Esau, man. And they would never come out and say that. But being on your doorstep is totally different than being over the pond, they would say. Now check this out.
Johnson is a rarity in Venezuela, an expert willing to speak openly about the government and Maduro's odds of surviving the current crisis.
The asking price is Maduro's head. I mean, he has to go.
And he's still going out to events in front of big crowds. Why is he not in a bunker?
I think because the crowds are the defense. That's my suspicion. Once or twice lately, he's done something quite unusual, which is to hold his events in hotels.
Mm-hmm.
The US isn't going to kill him in a hotel, obviously.
Gunson says even if Maduro steps aside, the transition to democracy would be bumpy at best. Maria Corina Machado, the opposition leader who recently won the Nobel Peace Prize, has been in hiding for months, but has said she has a plan.
There are reports that the opposition says they have this 100-hour plan with the Trump administration for a peaceful transition. Is there any guarantee that the transition will be peaceful?
There's no guarantee at all. And in fact, one of the things that worries me most is that there's been no apparent negotiation with a key element in all of this story, which is the Venezuelan armed forces. If the Venezuelan armed forces don't go along with this, and by the armed forces I really mean the high command, people who give the orders, then there's a possibility perhaps the armed forces might split, there's a possibility they might oppose a new government coming in.
He says well-armed Colombian guerrilla groups that Maduro allows to operate in Venezuela might also resist a change in power.
Is there a scenario that the U.S. has to put boots on the ground to keep order?
I can't see a scenario in which they wouldn't have to put boots on the ground. I mean, if the U.S. is responsible, it's the kind of the Potter Rubin principle, isn't it? If you break it, you own it. You have to protect the government that you just put in power. And that means, I think, thousands of troops.
And see, they would have to protect the government they put in. But Colombia, which DT threatened their president, they're not going to allow him to do a peaceful transition. And that lady was the woman that won the Nobel Peace Prize, and she donated it to DT. And see, the people are not going to go down without putting up a fight for Maduro. They don't believe in this democracy that is put all over the earth, and it doesn't work. It only works for those that are oppressed. And see, they're not oppressed like the tribes in Babylon the Great are. And they're oppressed financially because there was once a wealthy nation with all the oil and everything they had, but they was crippled by the sanctions and all the different uh, propaganda against all the other nations that was doing business with them, that it was forced to not do business with Venezuela because of Babylon the Great, man. Just like Cuba, same exact way. It keeps the people poor by strangling them financially, even though they have resources to make money. And they're doing that to they did to everyone. The Russians, shit, name them. And you see that this is the reason why all these nations are poor. They did it to Libya with Gaddafi. See, their time is running out, man. They're being stretched in because even if they did take out Maduro, they have to have boots on the ground to keep that government afloat, which they don't have that manpower to then go into the South America, then go overseas in the Middle East and fight as well, man. Because the small hats, they're ready to go against the Persians, and it's gonna be stretched too small, man. I mean, stretched, yeah, it's too small, man. It ain't gonna be enough to go around, man. And this is the times we're in. The Lord is using all these war fronts to bring Babylon down, man. Just like the time of Rome. Let's start here in Genesis 49 and verse 20. Out of Asher his bread shall be fat, and he shall yield royal dainties. And this goes into food, but food goes into nourishment, fuel. So we know that Asher is set in a place that he will have abundance of a lot of things. I've never been there. I can't say you what they have abundance in. I haven't did no research to see. I know for a fact they're rich in gold. I mean, not gold. They're rich in gold, Salaki, and oil. So we know that this nation of people have a lot of resources that they can sell to make money and be put back into the stature of having a rich country as they did before. But Esau is at the next of the northern tribes, man. As they going like he said, they're gonna go through all the South America, the southern region, and clean it up. And they're gonna hit Mexico too. They just hit Mexico a couple boats out of there and killed like 50 some odd people, I want to say. So we know that Esau's putting his eyes toward the southern tribes. And he's not wasting any time because he knows that he has but a short time to get in position to bring in his NWO. This is Genesis 33 and verse 24. No, so I say Genesis, this Deuteronomy. Deuteronomy 33. It says, and of Asher, he said, let Asher be blessed with thy children, let him be acceptable to his brethren. And and let him dip his foot in oil. And this man Asher has a lot of oil in his land, man. As a matter of fact, let me get there because I know it's going into the abundance of riches. But let me get this oil real quick. And this man has a bunch of oil. He has more oil than any other nation. What was it? Deuteronomy 33 and 24. Let me get the oil. H8081. Fat oil, fatness, oil, olive oil, as staple, medicament or ungun. Let me get that word. Unguent, but for anointing. Fat, the fruitful land, valleys, metaphor. So Asher has a fruitful land. And we know that Asher is blessed to have riches. And now let me look up the riches of Venezuela. I'm sorry to say it. The riches of Venezuela. Let's just see. They just got the people. Let me see resources. Let me get resources. See petroleum, natural gas, hydroelectronic power, iron ore. The list goes on and on. But the point is, he was blessed to have these things in his land. His land will produce these things. It says Venezuela autocrat had proposed allocating his country's oil, wealth, and other natural resources to the U.S. and ending dealing with America. So he proposed this to DT, and DT rejected it. Let me see one more thing. Natural resources and wealth. Let me see what it says here. See, Asher has a lot of resources, man. They have a lot of resources. That's not giving me what I want. They usually give you a chart. Let me see if I can get it by like a chart or something. Here go one right here. See, Venezuela, largest oil reserves. Venezuela has the largest oil reserves. Look at Saudi Arabia. They second, and they're one of the richest countries in the world, man. Iran. They've been sanctioned, so they're not as rich as like the UAE. They don't have as much oils as these other countries. Iraq, you see what happened to Saddam. See, these nations are loaded with oil, man. Loaded with material and resources that these other nations don't have, man. Look at Libya. And see, we know that this is what Esau is after. Let's see. See if anything else. See Venezuela. It's another chart. It basically continues to go into their oil reserves. But they also have gold. Here you go, right here. Not to make it long just because of that. But they got oil. They got gold. It was some other things. Oil. Let me see. Natural gas, iron, gold, coltan. I don't know. The diamonds. Other mine resources in Venezuela. Zinc. Look at all this. Look at all the resources they have. Salt, potassium. It goes on and on, man. Titanium. See that? These are rich in minerals. Mercury, calcium, uranium. And see, this is what Esau wants. That's why they use a narrative to paint that all these gangs down there and we need to get the gangs. No, man, they have an agenda. And DT said when the first time he was in power, he would have stayed and kept all of it, man. All the resources if he took out Maduro. Genesis 33:24 it says, and of Asher he said, let Asher be blessed with children, let him be acceptable to his brethren, and let him dip his foot in oil. It says, thy shoes shall be iron. See that? And brass. And as thy days, so shall thy strength be. So he has abundance of resources. And he has a lot of resources, man, that Esau want to get his hands on, man. So the resources is going to equal out to finances, man. Because you want to be able to trade these resources and get money on them, man. Especially the oil and the gold. Just those two alone will put you on top. And see, Esau needs, the Babylonian Great needs that because their kingdom is falling and the dollar hegemony is over with. That's why the Chinese and the Russians are not going to let him get his hands on them, man. This is Numbers 1 and verse 40. It says, of the children of Asher by their generations after their families, by the house of their fathers, according to the number of the names from 20 years old and upward. And see, Asher was a tribe. All of us was. All the tribes are warrior tribes, man. We're not this feminine. Our men are not feminine, man. That's why we get so pissed off. We see these feminine jakes, man. The alphabet in this alphabet group, man. Because none of our people was like that, man. This is something that was taught to our people to be like, man. These are weapons they use against us because they know that we are a warrior tribe, man. It says, of the children of Asher, by their generations after their families, by the house of their fathers, according to the number of the names from 20 years old and upward, all that were able to go forth to war. See that? We went to war, man. And this is Numbers 1. You can go into it, but I just want to hit the points that we are a warrior class, man. And all of it goes into us being warriors, man, going forth to war. But like I said, I wanted to stick with Asher because that's predominantly who Esau is targeting right now. It says, those that were numbered of them, even the tribes of Asher, were 40 and 1,500. So it's 41,500 warriors ready to go to war, man. And see now, the military is not turning their backs on Maduro, man. They standing with them. They have integrity because I seen another video. I should have brung that out. But they tried to, the alphabet gangs of Babylon, they tried to use his driver, his pilot, to come against him, man. For them to fly his plane to a place for them to arrest him. And the pilot had integrity. He wouldn't do that to his leader. And see that they tried to do that before and it didn't work. And see, the Lord is on our side, man. He's showing you that things are being moved in a position to take down our enemies, man. Take down our oppressor. This is 2 Corinthians, no, it's like 2 Chronicles 6 and verse 5. It says, since the days that I brought forth my people out of the land of Egypt, I chose no city among all the tribes of Israel to build an house in that my name might be there. Neither chose I any man to be ruler over my people Israel. See, Esau is not going to be a ruler over his people no longer, man. And see, the Lord, that's why we shouldn't vote for no other people, man, no other nation to be over us, man. See, the Lord is not going to let our oppressor rule over us. Only our ruler is King David, man. And let me get this right. Verse 6, it says, but I have chosen Jerusalem that my name might be there, and have chosen David to be over my people Israel. And we are symbolizing the place of Jerusalem, because it's a people before it's a place. And King David is only going to rule over the Lord's people, not these heathen nations, man. See, Esau have done it for so long, he thinks the Lord has forgotten about his people, man. And that is the trick bag the Lord has Esau in, because he feels like he can rule over us forever. And we know the Lord just said that he would not let any nation rule over his people, man. So the time of our captivity is coming to an end, man. Lamentation 4 and 21. That's why the Moab and the bear is being put into position to fight against the Babylon the Great over in his region. See, it's coming home, man. This is 2 Chronicles 6, and I'm gonna drop down to verse 33. 33. It's a point I want to hit. I can just drop down and get it. Let me just drop down and get it for sake of the lesson. Let me just start at verse 36. It says, if they sin against thee, for there is no man which sinneth not. And we know that we've sinned against the Lord, man. And the Lord knows we sin. And that's why he has men of the Lord repenting and returning to him, and teaching other men to repent and to return to him as well. But the Lord told us that, right here, let me continue on. It says, and thou be angry with them and deliver them before their enemies, and they carry them away captive into a land far off or near. Yet if they bethink themselves in the land whether they are carried captive, and turn and pray unto thee in the land of their captivity, saying, we have sinned, we have done amiss, and have dwelt wickedly. If they return to thee with all their heart and with all their soul in the land of their captivity, whether they have carried them away captives, and pray toward their land which thou gavest unto their fathers, and toward the city which thou hast chosen. And we just showed you the land was chosen. That was Jerusalem, man. And toward the house which I have built. And it's talking about us. If the people return and pray to the Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, where he dwells, man. That land in Israel is where he dwells, man. His eyes are continually on that place. I have built for thy name. Verse 39, it says, then hear thou from heaven, even from the dwelling place, their prayer and their supplication, and maintaineth their cause, and forgive thy people which have sinned against thee. And that's why we continually stay in the word, man. Praying to our people. I'm praying to our people. So like you're praying for our people to wake up to this truth, man. Because the Lord said, if we repent and return to him and pray toward that land, the Lord will hear us and forgive. And see, the hopeful elect is doing that. And that's why things are being moved in position for us to be redeemed. Because we know 2/3 of our people are going to perish. And that's Venezuela as well, no different. Colombia, all the tribes. But the elect are turning to the Lord and praying for salvation, man. Verse 40, it says, now my power, let I beseech thee, thy eyes be open, and let thy ears be attentive unto the prayer that is made in this place. Now therefore arise, O Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, into thy resting place, thou and thy art of thy strength. Let thy priests, O Yahweh Bashem Yahushai power, be clothed with salvation, and let thy saints rejoice in goodness. And that's us, man. See, we know the Lord is on our side, man. He's going to fight against our enemies. Verse 42, it says, O Yahweh Bashem Yahushai power, turn not away the face of thy anointed. And that's the elect, man. Remember the mercies of David, thy servant. And see, King David is coming back as well, man. He's going to be revealed as well, man. So we know the prophecies. And that's why we continue to push his word out for our people to understand and repent. Because we're truly at the end. This is 2 Chronicles 17. It's like in verse 20. I want to get 20 and 17. It says, ye shall not need to fight in this battle. And see, the elect, we don't have to fight in this battle. This is where the prayer kicks in, man. We're not fighting a battle as these nations are. Even those nations that are Israelites, man. And that's why that the Moab and the Barrett is being brung over to the South America, man. The Bear already has a base in Cuba, man. You know that from the Cuban Missile Crisis, man. So the plot is thickening, man. Verse 17, one more time, it says, ye shall not need to fight in this battle. Set yourselves, stand ye still, and see the salvation of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai with you, O Judah and Jerusalem. Fear not, nor be dismayed. Tomorrow go out against them, for Yahweh Bashem Yahushai will be with you. And see, the Lord is telling us as well, that's pushing his word on the highways and byways. We know that Esau is watching us, man. We know that he's watching our lessons. They see us at camp. We know all these things, man. But we know the Lord is with us. And see, he thinks the Lord is not with us, man, because he don't see nothing physical. See, he is carnal. See, we are spiritual, man. And it happened in the ancient world. It's going to happen now, man. So we are who we say we are. We are Israelites according to our various tribes, man. And the Lord is going to fight for us. The Lord is going to be with us. And we got to continue to endure to the very end, man. And not to get weak. Because salvation is coming. If you in that chariot or not, salvation is coming. And Lord willing, I'm a part of that hopeful elect. This is, let me just hit the points, man. Because this right here goes into us fighting these wars. Let me go. This is 2 Chronicles 32 and verse 6. It says, and he set captains of war over the people and gathered them together to him in the street of the gate of the city and spake comfortably to them, saying, be strong and courageous. And see, we are all warriors, man. We didn't have that fearful spirit that these other nations have. The Lord has given us a spirit of a lion, man. I'm from the tribe of Judah. So we know the Lord is pushing us to continue on this fight because he's with us. That's like if you go home and you got in a fight as a kid and you got punched in the face, you got beat up or whatever. Your mom or your dad gonna tell you need to go back out there and you better go back out there and fight again. So we can't give up, man. Even though it seems like our back is going to be against the wall and we have no way to come out of this situation that's being put before us, man. It says, be strong and courageous. Be not afraid nor dismayed for the king of Assyria, nor for all the multitude that is with him. So we know that Esau has, man, army, technology, drone, everything, man. And it's going to look like it's no way out. But the Lord is like he's in the ancient world, man. And we bring everything is written for our learning. So we learning from what happened in the ancient world to now. It says, for there be more with us than with him. And see, the heavenly angels are going to be with us, man. And you see in chariots, man, almost every other day, man. You see a chariot video. And also the angels encamp around us now in another realm, man. It says, with him is an arm of flesh. See that? With him is an arm of flesh, Esau. But with us is Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, our power to help us. See that? He has an arm of carnal flesh, guns, weapons. We have Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, man. And that's beautiful, man. 8, he says, with him is an arm of flesh, but with us is Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, our power to help us and to fight our battles. That's plain, man. Because the southern, the northern tribe, they don't have the weaponry that Esau has. They don't have no big military and all that stuff, man. Just like us, we're here in the battle with the belly of the beast. We don't have none of those things, man. But we know the hand of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua is strong, man. It says, and the people rested themselves upon the words of Hezekiah, king of Judah. And this is the man of the Lord continue to push you in this right direction, man. That your faith be built up in Yahweh Bashem Yahushua when the time comes. Now, I ain't gonna say when the time comes because it's already here. The time is now. And we know that Esau is being set up to be judged. And the Lord has to build up their pride. Man, you can't tell me we ain't living in the pridefulest time of Esau, man. He's speaking he's speaking with his chest puffed out, head up high, thinking nobody can get to that chin. But the Lord is soon to hit that chin, man, and knock him out of power. This is Ezekiel 38, and I just want to hit the point in 3. I mean, always, I'll get to it. This is start at verse 3. Let's start at 3. And say, thus saith Yahweh Bashem Yahushua power, behold, I am against thee, O Gog, chief prince of Meshach and Tubal, and I will turn thee back and put hooks into thy jaws, and I will bring thee forth in all thy army. And this is talking about the bear, man. Horses and horsemen, all of them clothed with all sorts of armory, even a great company with bucklers and shields, all of them handling swords. See, we got nations that they don't never put on TV that's with the bear. They always tell you about NATO, the EU. They don't never tell you about the BRICS and those other nations that are with the bear, man. And this is being set up, man, perfectly, because these people think that they're going to go down and conquer these people. When I'm speaking of the northern tribe, Esau thinks he's going to go down and conquer the northern tribe, take all his resources and rule over them. We know it's another thing coming, man. So we know that the bear is being pulled in to all the wars all over, man. It says, verse 5, it says, Persia, Ethiopia, Libya, with them, all of them with shield and helmet. See, all these nations are going to be ready to fight. Gomer and all his bands, the house of Togarmah and of the northern quarters, and all his bands, and many people with him, and many people with thee. And see, we know it's a great army being formulated to come against Esau, man. Babylon the Great and our land. See, we know the army is coming all together to bring this man down, man. And this is the will of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua to wipe this place off, man. I'm going to hit this one right here and I'm going to end it. This is not Isaiah. Let me get Exodus. This is Exodus 14 I want to get. Because the Lord always told us, man. And we're coming back to that understanding the Lord is with us. This is Ezekiel 14. This is Exodus 14 and 14. It says, Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, let me go up. 13. It says, and Moses said unto the people, fear ye not, stand still and see the salvation of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, which he will show to you today. For the Egyptians whom ye have seen today, ye shall see them again no more forever. Yahweh Bashem Yahushua shall fight for you, and ye shall hold your peace. So we know that the Lord is going to fight against our enemies, man. We're seeing all the armies being put together to come against our enemy. So Lord, willing is edifying. Shalom. Shalom.